people reached out.
That's about it. I think until white America realizes the problem, you got some people like, oh my God, it happened 400 years ago, get over it. But as far as culture in the industry, it sucks. We both know that. We both know that there's a stigma. Where you guys out of?
Denver.
Denver.
Yeah.
Haven't been out there yet. That's one of the few states I haven't lived in.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting last night at the airport. It feels like the pandemic was kind of like ending a little bit, like back home. But then we went to the airport, and
it's crazy here. So when we got here last night, we was like, we're gonna go to Walmart. Everything's closed. Everything's closed. Back home, we're open.
5 cars at the hotel.
Yeah.
It was a little
Where
eerie.
did you drive from?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
That's awesome. That was a really interesting video, man. That was an interesting interview.
I'm sure we're going to get into some other things here, but it needs to be addressed, man. I'm sure you know, with this. I mean, are you a roofer? Are you on your own company?
Yeah, I own my own company.
Okay, so you already know what's going on out here with this, especially.
I've got 7 employees. Many subcontractors, 2 crews, siding crew, painting crew.
Did you ever go through somewhere where you couldn't trust your subs? Like, not sleeping at night because you're just like, man,
Not that bad. No, never been that bad. We have a Christmas party last year, and it was basically for the subs. And we just rented out a restaurant and bought some, bring your families, and gave them toys and gifts for Christmas, and then the employees, I was like, yeah, you guys can come too, but I want to treat these guys good, you
got
know?
to, man.
Yeah.
I bet they go to war for you, don't they?
Yeah, they do, man. They do. Yeah, they're
how's it going?
Right, let's go to the class.
Let's do it. All right.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
Hey, good to meet you. Yeah. All right. This is Storm Group's office right here. This is where they operate their actual business, because I think some people might not realize that Dmitry started this business and actually still operates it. And that's one thing with working with people who are training and teaching, is I really like to make sure that they actually have a business that they operate, and it's not just theoretical. I mean, he clearly has workstations here. He clearly has a job board here. He clearly has a little coffee stand and stuff. I mean, this is a real business. This is really cool. I think this is where his sales manager is located. But here it is. I think actually, this is his sales manager here. How's it going, man?
Doing, buddy.
Armando. Yeah.
Armando, good to meet you, Nick.
Yeah, you too. I was here a couple years ago. I don't know if you remember me.
Swung
I
back?
came in from Denver.
A lot of faces, man.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm doing a web series YouTube channel.
Sure.
So we're taking the class. I mean, I'm here to learn from the class,
sure.
But we're gonna also, we want to check out his operation. I'm telling people if you're gonna learn from somebody, make sure they have an actual business that they run, and employees, and the whole thing, not just theoretical. Because you're the sales manager, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, cool. And you just kind of run the team and that kind of thing.
Yep. So sales manager, then general manager. So I directly oversee the sales department. Right now, I oversee accounting too, and then I oversee Dustin in production, Chris over in insurance. So make sure everything runs smoothly, and then make sure the guy gets trained in too.
That's really cool. Did the pandemic affect you revenue wise, or not too bad?
Yes and no. So the pandemic affects everybody. Everybody's a little bit leery about money, where they want to be spending stuff, whether or not they want to pull the trigger on projects. It's just for us to go out and deal with it as best we can. Obviously, we do as best we can for social distancing, making sure when we're on job sites that we're doing the correct procedures, so we're not getting in anybody's space. But we want to respect it. But at the same time, there's people who need stuff done on their houses, so we're certainly going to try to make it work.
That's great.
But it's catch-22. Some people need it, some people don't. Some people have the money, some people don't.
Yeah.
Do what we can to help them out.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get into the class.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right, you too, man. See you.
From Memphis 2 days ago. Takes a lot to start.
This is a quick little shot here of what the class looks like. So this is pretty sweet here. Just actual setup with real stuff here. This is some really interesting information here. How to create content for social media for roofers. It's pretty awesome. I think that's probably the most interesting thing, because Dmitry's been so successful in doing that. So anyways, we're gonna get started with the class, and we'll check you guys later. Man, I slept so hard. I hadn't slept in like that, I don't think, for a really long time. And I just need to get some coffee in me and get a shower and get out of here pretty much. So that's what I'm gonna do. So now we're running a little behind because I got a call from a customer all of a sudden that there's an issue, a job. It's not even an issue. He just got home from the hospital, and they need a handrail installed on their steps just upstairs. They need it like today. So we've been kind of fighting with their insurance company. Not fighting, but we've just been communicating with them, and we're asking them for more money. Basically, they paid a really small amount of money. They paid for half the house to be painted instead of the whole house. So like, it's kind of hard to like paint half a house and not the whole house, because it's just kind of look weird. Because it's an older house, sun is damaged. They're not damaged. The sun is like worn away. Paint. So like, even if we match it as well as possible, it's gonna look a little weird having half a house painted. So we're gonna ask for the whole house to be painted. And it adds quite a bit of money to it. Our handyman costs, I don't know, $400 a day or so. So I kind of explained that to her, that it's probably a day job, and they're really hard on money right now, and she just is like, I really need this done. I'm gonna have to call some other people then. I said, no, don't worry about it. We'll get the handyman to do this for you. Just help us get the whole house painted, and we might need her to call the insurance and kind of explain to them why we can't just do half the house as well. It's a lot better if you can get the homeowner to call the insurance company for you instead of you as a contractor trying to like fight with the insurance company. I mean, ultimately, the customer is the customer of the insurance company, and like they should kind of be communicating about everything as much as possible. We do it just as a courtesy to make things easier for our customer, but this instance, we're gonna need her to call. So she's like, absolutely call, and if we can get them to pay for the whole house, we can do that handrail. It's not much work. We just kind of throw that in for them. So plus it's like, the guy's really sick and he just got back from the hospital from surgery. I just kind of feel bad. I want to get him taken care of. So anyways, kind of dealing with that this morning. Now we're late. That's kind of the story of my life, though. It's just, I think I need to be somewhere, and then I get an unexpected call, and then next thing you know, I'm running late. I do misjudge timing quite a bit, but man, honestly, a lot of times just because I get sidetracked being on the phone, I get unexpected calls like all the time. I mean, pretty much always wear these earbuds because I get an unexpected call, and I'm really like working hard on like designing my life in a way where I can, have people help me, so I don't have to be constantly responding to my calls and constantly responding to texts and emails and just, doing that all the time. And I'm on the right track, but I'm not quite there yet. I still have a lot of work to do. Well, we're heading back now. That was a quick little one-day trip. We arrived here Wednesday night. Now it's Friday morning. I'm heading back to the airport. Had all day yesterday to attend that class, and that class was cool, man. It was really not what I expected. It was, I think he could have gone a whole day on like YouTube and social media marketing, to be honest, because that's like what he's really good at. I mean, he went over on QuickBooks. He did go over QuickBooks and Job Nimbus, which is definitely cool. That was a little more like review for me, kind of at our level. It's a little bit of a review. He was a big believer in QuickBooks Online, and I'm unfortunately like vehemently against QuickBooks Online. We use QuickBooks Desktop, which is just completely different setup and everything, and so it's a little more technical to use. QuickBooks Online is great if you are a small business with well, he's not that small. I mean, they do $4 or $5 million a year, so I mean, it's a pretty good sized business. So they have like QuickBooks Online works for them, and I think it's important to use a accounting system that works for you. Even if it's not desktop or online or whatever. The reason I'm so against it is because QuickBooks Online was like a disaster at my old company. We literally lost so much information and pretty much had to start from scratch. Quite traumatizing actually to go through that. He had to, the owner had to hire a full-time bookkeeper in-house to just go through everything, all the invoices, just everything. It was crazy. And ever since then, I remember when that happened, I thought to myself, like, I'm never using QuickBooks Online, and like, I will always do desktop no matter what. And a huge part of this class, like potentially the most impactful part of it, was how him describing the story of getting money stolen from him. Not only money, but like, man, a big chunk of his business, you know, like he basically had a couple sales guys working for him who were, you know, experienced people, and they you know, sold a lot of jobs and everything, and, you know, he got to be really close with one of them, and like so close to the point where he was like seriously considering making this guy a partner in the business. This person ended up stealing, you know, and like stealing leads, jobs, information, all kinds of stuff. Like, they were working on their own business on the side, and they ended up they also stole money, like just straight up. Like he had a system where once the job was paid in full, anybody could just mark it as paid in full, and then the accounting department, his accounting person could go and like pay out the commission, and it was sort of automated. So the thing there was that though the salesperson could control when it was paid in full, and there was no verification that the money was actually deposited. That's kind of what I saw, and that's the way I saw the system that he was kind of referring to, but we didn't get super deep into like those little details. You know, do you think it could have been prevented? And he said, no. He's like, no, I couldn't. He said, the thing is, if you have people who want to do you harm and you're the target of someone's, like, you know, wrong motivations, they will find out a way to steal. He's like, if someone wants to steal from you, they can figure it out and they can find a way to steal. And that's pretty much what happened, you know. And so I was, it kind of blew me away, you know. And I asked for the actual dollar amount. He said he didn't really know exactly, but, you know, more than 50 grand in money that, you know, was basically stolen from him. And he would say, like, you know, it was so weird because they would collect a lot of money. They'd collect, you know, 50 grand or so, like on Monday or Tuesday, and by Friday he had like 2,000 in his account. And he was like, where did all the money go? And he would look, and it's just being paid out to like commissions and, you know, to the supplier, and, you know, normal things that have to get paid, but it was just really high, and he just, you know, didn't track it better, I guess. But, you know, I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, I mean, for not having good enough systems, but I was like, wow, everybody was just super quiet, and it was kind of like, it was just really intense time in that class, and it really touched me, you know. It touched me, and I think it touched the other guys, and man, it like really like was very impactful. So I mean, to see a guy, grown man like that, just get like that intense with his emotions was pretty nuts. So anyways, that's kind of I think that's sort of like my review of the class. I highly recommend it. So anyways, yeah, I would say 100% figure it out, make it happen, go to the class, and learn some stuff, you know, especially what he talks about, like YouTube marketing, social media marketing, and organic search marketing. I mean, he's really good at all that, and it was really great to learn, you know, directly from him. And then the way he kind of like lifts up the hood on his business and really kind of shows everything was really cool too. I mean, you know, we got to just see everything that they do, and, you know, and it was pretty awesome. But you know, just the class itself too, like just learning from him, like, just really good like material and stuff. So yeah, I'm feeling really good about it all, and I'm really happy we came, and I'm really excited to be able to do this travel video for you guys, and you can see kind of what it's like to travel for work, and